401k is just a way of like retirement funds. So basically, what you do is you give your money, like you purchase a particular X fund, and then the investment people they pool all that money and they diversify. They buy all different kinds of stocks and bonds. So you're getting like a whoa, that was weird. Is there a mouse or something back there? I'm like,
oh, I hope not. Please.
I'm really afraid right now. There's a, so you're getting to buy like a portion of all of those things instead of going out straight and buying bonds and buying stocks and buying those things. It's just pooled in it. But 401ks are specifically for retirement, whereas a mutual fund doesn't have to be for retirement. And they're usually sponsored. A 401k is sponsored by an employer. Mutual fund, anybody can buy it. Then you can have an IRA, which is also similar. It's just if your employer doesn't give you a 401k. If you're a government employee, there are other kinds of options. So, good times. Okay, all right. So, the problem is that there is no great solution. And so, I guess what I want you to pay attention to is the fact that this is not something that politicians readily offer up a lot of times because there's no immediate. And we are super immediate, right? And if we elect somebody and a month later we're not getting what we want, we don't like them anymore. And now we're going to vote for the other party. And so, this is something that requires like long term, someone's going to suffer, and someone's going to have to kind of deal with the consequences. All right, the other thing we need to look at then is what is wrong? I've messed this up somehow. Okay, so we want to look then at the idea of healthcare. So in the 60s, the government said, okay, not only do we want to make sure that old people don't live on the street or people that are disabled aren't on the street, but we also want to make sure that people have basic health care. And that's where Medicare and Medicaid came into play. Part of the Great Society, LBJ signed it in. It makes sense because we had so many people who were discriminated against that we're trying to like level the playing field. Please, please, please understand, Medicare and Medicaid are not health insurance to cover everything you want. If you have Medicare or Medicaid, you are not, and you don't have disposable income, if you're on Medicare, then you are not getting like all medical procedures unless somebody is subsidizing you somewhere that we don't know about. Medicare is for old people, and it is not income dependent. So, like one of the vocabulary words is means testing. In our country, once you reach the age of eligibility, you get Medicare. It doesn't matter if you are Bill Gates or you are, somebody who makes 20 grand a year. Like none of that matters. Medicaid is means tested. Medicaid is health insurance for people who are in poverty. And that threshold is going to be defined by the government, but your income is going to be low. And we want to make sure that there's basic things you can get. Just to give you a frame of reference, my in-laws just recently did all their Medicare paperwork. And you still have to buy extra health insurance to supplement Medicare if you want to be able to pay for like your pharmaceuticals and your doctor appointments. They have to purchase a plan that costs them $800 a month to supplement Medicare. So Medicare is not, you're not like living high, right? It's still extremely costly, but it's just, if you don't have that $800 a month, it's trying to make sure that old people have basic things. They go to the doctor a lot. They have a lot of things, right? So if you are not that kind of person, then you might not buy that supplement. But we know that if a car hits you, you're going to get taken care of. You're going to get basic immunizations and things like that. Okay? So this shows you kind of like what's happened with our spending on Medicare and Medicaid. Here, let me scoot this over a little bit. So this is from 2000 to 2035, so it's projected. The orange is what we expect to spend on Medicare. The yellow is what we expect to spend on Medicaid. So these are like projections basically, but this is as a percentage of GDP. So it's showing you that by 2035, the expectation is because of our population, because of what we think is going to happen, close to 10 out of every $100 is going to be spent by the government on Medicare and Medicaid. What kind of spending is Medicare and Medicaid? Can we just go, you know what, it's a bad year, sorry, we're not going to pay for your health care. You have to, right? We also refer to that then as entitlement spending. Hey, Jordan, are they here? This badge will let you get back in. Thank you so much, sweetie. It's entitlement. And so Entitlement programs are things that, remember we say that, like, we have created this program and somebody expects it. Like Mike said earlier, he said, I expect that my social security, like I've been paying into it, I expect that I'm gonna get it. So there's this sense of entitlement to it. There's not a sense that, well, the government's not gonna do it, or whatever, not gonna be able to take care of it, not gonna provide it for me. So remember, when you think about all those pieces of a pie, entitlement's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And again, that's a difficult thing to address. You know, it's difficult because it's not politically advantageous to say, sorry, we're not gonna pay for health insurance for old people anymore. Do you feel nice and encouraged about your futures? No? I guess what's important is you guys, we have to pay attention to those policies though, because we're gonna be electing people who would totally determine those. And the fact that Congress has a different retirement fund, the fact that Congress has a different health insurance fund is definitely a very, very big deal. Okay? Thank you so much. Dumbledore, thank you. Alright, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to pull out the strips. This is a long question. I want you to be sure that you can answer all 6 of these questions. Scan the board. If there are any of those words that you need me to go back over, I can. And then we are going to take our vocabulary quiz. Office of Management and Budget.
Which means?
Those are the people that write the president's budget. They're part of, okay? CBO is Congressional Budget Office. They're the equivalent for Congress.
Okay.
And then GAO is the one that does the oversight.
Okay.
Okay?
Got it.
Right, you'll take a couple few minutes, go through all the questions, let's look through, make sure that's hi.
Let's finish this.
Huh?
Let's finish this one.
You're
He still hasn't made it in the book. Rude. I mean, what does I don't know. Did I read that to the answer? I mean, I'm right. Technically, I'm not wrong. It's just bad. I don't know I'm right. How does the budget hamper the government's ability to spend money on discretionary programs? I don't know what half those words mean. What is hamper? Okay, hamper means doing bad. Yeah. What's the word? No, give me. It means impeding.
No, I know what it means. Like I had to read it.
Hampers is impede. It is a detriment. Give me the word back that I was reading it. I need it. I have to look it up. I need to know the answer to this question. I'm legitimately doing work for the first time ever. Okay, what is deficit? We're financing the deficit. What's deficit financing? Deficit is financing. So we're financing the deficit from the hamper the government's ability to spend money on discretionary. What is discretionary program? Yeah, we're spending the deficit to do mandatory stuff, and we're not having
She wants to talk about
a budget for discretionary.
I don't want to interrupt.
Spend more on productivity, less spend on productivity.
What was the original intent of the Social Security Act?
Help people who no longer work, not work. wall.
That's a beautiful wall.
Well, just
It's
maybe
a
it's really
steady
much
shrunk
more.
wall. You know, I watched a documentary about immigration last night, and it said that no matter how high the wall is, and no matter how many guards they put, nobody's gonna get rid of that natural urge to migrate, and so it's never gonna end. They'll fly in, drop parachute. I mean, it's gonna continue happening. Yeah, so what we need is
Yeah, I mean,
immigration
there's
reform.
drug tunnels that is like.
Yeah, I mean, there's tunnels. If you've seen weeds, there's drug
I mean,
tunnels
like,
already that.
every, like, few months or like they found a new drug tunnel that was being used for the last year, and they just keep adding
And
to
that's the
that.
thing, if we don't have immigration reform and we don't help these people, all they're gonna do is get caught up with the wrong people sneaking over. There are a lot of, like, they call them coyotes, the people that sneak over illegal immigrants. There are a lot of the coyotes will take the month, the $500 or whatever up front to sneak them over, and then when they get there, they say, okay, we're at the border, more money or you're not coming, more money or you're staying there, so they cheat them out of it.
All right, you guys, on the 6 questions, do I need to go over any of these with you? Or were you able to answer them?
Congress, I'm trying, this is right? Congress can do taxes and change spending on their budget, but the Federal Reserve changes the interest rates and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay. Congress can fix the budget.
Lucky day.
I don't know, this one.
Can you read it to me again?
How is the Congressional Budget and Impoundment Act an example of legislative oversight?
So the Congressional Budget and Impoundment Act, you were in your last class, right? That's where we started walking through it created the entire process, and it requires the president to say this is what we want, but it allows Congress to amend that and change that. And remember their GAOs to exercise oversight throughout the year and potentially increase or decrease the amount of money.
Okay.
So it really, like, I think of it as clarifying and asserting the role of Congress in this process and making sure that the president understands they're in charge.
We need a new start.
I would be
Just a
so
completely brand new country.
afraid. We need a new start, and yet look at who we're supporting.
Well, no, I'm talking like a new country, like let's like on Mars or something like that, like
You can go
completely
try
out
that and
there.
let us know how it goes.
Like, I mean, it'd be great. We get like, okay, we get like 100 people.
You gotta come up with right. Okay, all right. Anything else on the question or on the term? You guys did really well. I whatever means testing, right? You got that? That was how like if it's dependent on like income dependent, like not everybody got it. Okay. All right, everybody needs a sheet of paper. Yes, Dolly. Means testing means that you only qualify for the program if you need it. So it's an income supplement.
You can't lose that piece. You can't lose that piece. You got it. Yeah.
So I was like, like 10% prepared for this, and maybe I feel like now I'm
Get
gonna
it.
like sit here, but we'll see.
I'm
at like a
No, you
4.
can't lose
No,
that.
I know that, but like,
I don't have one.
Like I do this all the time in like I do that. So
I'll help you, but because I have to take a quiz right now.
like all
Okay.
the other stuff.
All right, you need a sheet of paper. Emily's gonna be happy.
I need to find the song.
Mhm.
But
Oh, I forgot to stop this. Oh my gosh, I've been recording for